So what I've been working on this week is the audio manager for the game. It helps to play the correct music at the different times. This right here, that is the general manager, carries all the audio. And this over here, this is the music changer when you go to a different section in the level or in the game. This allows me to update the music throughout gameplay. And it's as easy as me just dragging it out and resizing it to whatever space that I need it, and then just changing the audio so that you get a different feel at different stages in the game. The other thing that I've been working on this week is some of the UI for switching between levels and different functions of the game. So before, you just had a begin mission on the screen. I added the main menu if you wanted to go back to the main menu. And then once you actually get into the game, I added a pause menu that not only blurs out the screen, but also a way to get back to the garage or the main menu quickly. That way, you're never tied in, and it feels more like a power fantasy experience where you are in control. This way, you can swap back to the garage, swap from the main tank to any of your other tanks, and swap your decal, and jump right back into the game and have an awesome time just blasting away in the power fantasy of a tank game. And of course, you can always go back to the main menu and change your options and jump right back in.
So this is a developer sneak peek at the first boss that you are going to encounter. This is the leader of the True Chaos Order, the Tooth Fairy. I'm sure you guys have heard us talk about it quite a bit if you're following us, and if you haven't, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown. So the Tooth Fairy is the leader of the True Chaos Order, and she collects teeth from all of her victories. You can see down here where the shield is that she has these teeth kind of chained to her shield, and right now they're just modular, but I'm going to have them on the other side as well, and then up top to kind of make this kind of grizzled looking face, to kind of give a little bit more of storytelling value and let the character know that she's, I guess, into teeth. But she has 6 weapons. I really wanted to make her look very menacing, and you can see from this kind of front view, I mean, you as the player is kind of going to be looking down when you're staring down all these different barrels. It looks very menacing. So the first one, she has a minigun that's just going to deal havoc to the player. And I kind of took inspiration from attack helicopters and how they have these like little branches, the little branches that stick out, little arms, and I made them look. I try to make them look different on both. Ooh, and hit the Windows tab there. I try to make them look different on each side because I really wanted to make them piece together. This faction scavenges for a living. They take things from the wasteland and then they kind of piece them all back together. So I really try to divide up a lot of this different stuff and make things look different on each. So nothing's symmetrical. And then next she has a saw launcher, which it's also modular. Like there'll be a tank up here, and then 2 tanks on the other side as well. And these launch giant saw blades at you, which is super intimidating because saw blades are really thin and hard to see, and they can pack quite a punch. And both of these have you can kind of see up in here, these are going to be able to rotate pretty much 180, as well as the basically this whole area is going to be able to rotate as well. You can see she has a neck like right here, and then it's going to be able to rotate. And then you got the artillery up top, which is just going to launch rockets and volley, and just create a large area of effect. And then finally you have the cannon, which is just like a standard tank cannon, and a laser beam, which is just going to be a large projectile laser that's really high energy and is going to mess up your day essentially. And I took some inspiration from trains. I wanted to make it look a little bit more futuristic because this is kind of set and it's a post-apocalyptic. And even before the apocalypse, it was further in the future than what it today is. So I gave the tracks, the wheels that go along the tracks. I made them into circles, just because I felt like that'd be more allow for more dynamic movement, be able to go back and forth. She's on this rail system in this battle arena that you're going to fight her in. And this isn't her first rodeo, so she's improved her vehicle and really made it the best that it can be. You see the different sides. I got different pieces on each side, really just trying to convey a sense of it being pieced together. And now I'm going to go on to the what I've been working on this week, which is the high poly model, and it'll kind of look even more interesting than the low poly. So when you go into this environment, like I said, they're scavengers. So all this stuff is pieced together. They're buildings, they're enemies, the flying enemies, the tanks, like all this stuff is basically just like large heaps of scrap metal bolted together, and it's barely functioning. It's rickety. Hers is probably the most advanced out of all of the technology that's there, because she's the El Capitano. She's the leader. But yeah, so I really took the time to sculpt a lot of this, a lot of these lines, and made them look different and go. I'm trying to really break up the symmetry and make it look very pieced together. I'm going to go in and add some more like nicks and scratches and more battle damage to it. I just haven't gotten to that point yet. But so for this week, like I said, I'm going to add the battle damage to it. I have to finish the high poly minigun. I have to finish the high poly minigun, the saw, the laser, and then the wheels, and that's going to be what I'm going to be working on this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little sneak peek. We're going to plan on doing more of these and showing you what we've accomplished each week. But yeah, let us know if you would like to see anything else, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.